Life is full of moments when we are faced with choices that define who we are and what we stand for. Every day we are given opportunities to take a stand for what is right, for what is true, and for what makes the world a little better than it was yesterday. The stand you take today can shape your future and even inspire others to take their own. Taking a stand doesn't always mean doing something big or dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as saying no to peer pressure, speaking the truth when it's hard, or helping someone in need when everyone else turns away. Each small act of courage builds character and strengthens your voice in a world that often tries to silence it. The question is, what stand will you take today? Will you stand for honesty, kindness, justice, or faith? Because every stand you take, no matter how small, has the power to create a ripple that reaches far beyond what you can imagine. Hush, hush, hush. On. Stand for what is right. Even when it's hard, taking a stand for what is right is one of the most defining actions a person can take in life. It is easy to follow the crowd, to stay silent when we see wrong, or to do what is convenient instead of what is correct. But true strength is shown when we choose the harder path, the path of integrity, honesty, and moral courage. Standing for what is right means having the courage to act according to your principles, even when those around you disagree, or when it costs you something valuable. There will be moments when doing the right thing isolates you, when your friends may mock you, or when society seems to reward those who take shortcuts. But it is precisely in those moments that your true character shines. Integrity is not built in times of comfort. It is forged in moments of challenge. When you choose to speak the truth, even though it may offend, or when you decide to be fair when it would be easier to be selfish, you are showing what it means to stand tall in a world that often bends its morals for convenience. Standing for what is right also means being consistent. Not just when others are watching, but when no one sees. It's choosing honesty in small matters as well as big ones. For example, refusing to cheat in an exam, telling the truth when a lie could save you, or returning money you found that isn't yours. These may seem like small decisions, but they reveal who you really are. Every time you make such a choice, you build a reputation for trustworthiness, and people learn they can rely on your word. Moreover, standing for what is right inspires others to do the same. Courage is contagious. When one person stands up, others find the strength to follow. Think of those throughout history who stood against injustice, discrimination, and oppression. They were often alone at first, but their courage lit a spark that became a flame of change. In your own world, your school, community, or workplace, your honesty, fairness, and integrity can influence others more than you realize. In the end, standing for what is right is not about being perfect. It's about being principled. It's about listening to that quiet voice within, your conscience, and following it no matter how difficult it may be. Because when you choose what is right over what is easy, you not only define your values, but also strengthen your spirit. And that strength becomes a guiding light in every challenge that lies ahead. Hush, 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 too. Every small stand matters. Often, when people think about taking a stand, they imagine grand gestures, leading protests, giving powerful speeches, or changing the world overnight. But in reality, true change rarely begins with something huge. It starts with small, everyday decisions that come from a sincere heart. Every small stand you take, every moment you choose courage over comfort, adds up to something powerful. It is through these consistent little choices that character is built and that real lasting difference is made. Every day gives us opportunities to take small stands. When you refuse to gossip about someone, when you treat others with respect even if they don't return it, when you help a classmate who struggles, or when you stay truthful even in minor things, those are small stands that shape who you are becoming. These actions might not make headlines or get applause, but they strengthen your inner self. Each one trains you to act with integrity, and when bigger challenges come, you'll already have the courage to face them. Small stands also have a quiet power to influence others. People notice the way you behave, even if they don't comment on it. A single kind word, a gentle correction, or an act of honesty can touch someone's heart and inspire them to do the same. Think about how a simple smile or a word of encouragement can brighten someone's day. You may not realize it, but you could be the reason someone decides to keep going, to do better, or to believe in goodness again. That's the unseen power of small stands. They ripple outward in ways we can't measure. Furthermore, small stands help us stay grounded in our values. It's much easier to stay on the right path when we practice it daily. Just as a tree grows strong through steady nourishment, our character grows stronger through small, repeated acts of integrity. Every decision, no matter how minor it seems, builds up our sense of right and wrong. And over time, these decisions shape our identity. They remind us of who we are and what we stand for. It's also important to understand that small stands prepare us for the larger ones. When you get used to standing up in the little things, you develop confidence and courage that will help you when the stakes are higher. The person who practices honesty in small matters will find it easier to be honest in major challenges. The one who shows kindness in everyday life will naturally act compassionately in moments of crisis. Great courage is not born in one moment. It is built from countless small, quiet acts of bravery over time. So never think that your small efforts are meaningless or too small to matter. Every honest choice, every kind act, and every moment you do the right thing adds another brick to the foundation of your character. Even if no one sees it, every small stand you take shapes not only your life, but the world around you, one choice at a time. Hush, hush, hush. 3. Stand for others who cannot stand for themselves. There are moments in life when courage is not just about standing up for yourself, but about standing up for those who cannot do it on their own. In every society, there are people who are silenced, mistreated, or ignored, those whose voices are drowned out by power, fear, or injustice. To stand for them means to use your strength, your voice, and your position to bring light where there is darkness and hope where there is despair. It is one of the noblest and most selfless stands anyone can take. Standing for others doesn't always require grand acts of heroism. Sometimes it's as simple as stepping forward when everyone else steps back. It could mean defending a classmate who is being bullied, speaking up for someone who is being unfairly treated, or helping a person who feels invisible. Even the smallest gesture, offering comfort, standing beside someone who feels alone, or reporting wrong when others stay silent, can make a world of difference. When you choose to stand for others, you show that empathy is stronger than fear, and that compassion can overcome cruelty. It takes courage to stand for someone else because it often means risking something yourself, your comfort, your reputation, or even your safety. But true courage is not about avoiding risk. It's about doing what is right, despite it. There will be times when defending others means you will be misunderstood or criticized. People may tell you it's not your problem, or that it's safer to stay silent. Yet silence in the face of injustice is a form of agreement. When you refuse to be silent, you become a voice for those who have been silenced, and you remind the world that humanity still exists. Standing for others also teaches us humility and compassion. It reminds us that life is not just about our own success or comfort, but about lifting others up along the way. The world becomes a kinder place when people look out for one another. When you use your voice, your influence, or even your small acts of kindness to protect or uplift others, you create a ripple effect that spreads hope. You never know how deeply your actions might impact someone. That one act of standing by them could give them the courage to face another day or to believe in themselves again. History is full of people who chose to stand for others and change the world because of it. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Malala Yousafzai, and Nelson Mandela didn't act for personal gain. They stood for those whose voices were silenced by oppression and fear. But standing for others doesn't require fame or recognition. It can happen in the simplest places, in classrooms, neighborhoods, or workplaces. Every time you stand up for justice, fairness, or kindness, you continue that legacy of courage and compassion. Ultimately, standing for others is about love, the kind of love that seeks the good of others, even when it costs you something. It's about recognizing that every person deserves dignity, respect, and fairness. And when you take that stand, you not only help others rise, but you also rise yourself. In strength, in character, and in humanity. Ha-sha-sha-sha. Stand firm in your faith and values in a world that constantly changes, where opinions shift, trends fade, and people's beliefs are often influenced by what is popular. Standing firm in your faith and values is one of the greatest stands you can take. It means knowing who you are, what you believe, and why you believe it, even when others question or mock you for it. Your faith and values act as the moral compass that guides your steps, especially when the path before you is uncertain or filled with challenges. When you hold firmly to them, you stand on a foundation that cannot be shaken by the storms of life. Standing firm in your faith doesn't mean being stubborn or closed-minded. It means having conviction, a deep understanding that what you believe in gives your life meaning and direction. Faith gives you hope when circumstances are dark, and values give you clarity when choices are difficult. When everyone else is driven by fear, greed, or pressure, your faith and principles remind you to stay grounded in truth, kindness, and integrity. They are the roots that keep you steady when the winds of temptation and doubt try to pull you away. There will always be moments when holding on to your faith and values feels difficult. You may face ridicule for believing differently, or you may be tempted to compromise your morals to fit in or gain approval. But in those moments, remember that the strongest trees are the ones that grow against the wind. The pressure you feel is not meant to break you, but to strengthen your resolve. When you stand firm in what you believe, you are silently saying, "I will not trade what is eternal for what is temporary." That quiet strength earns respect and inspires others to stay true as well. Your values define your character. They are the invisible lines you draw that tell the world what you will and will not do. When honesty, humility, patience, and kindness guide your actions, people see that your life is built on principles, not popularity. And your faith, whatever form it takes, gives you courage to keep believing when things don't go your way. Faith reminds you that even when the world seems uncertain, there is a higher purpose at work, and you can trust that everything will unfold as it should. Standing firm in your faith and values also brings peace of mind. Ultimately, standing against negativity and fear is about choosing hope every single day. It's about speaking life over yourself and others, holding on to faith when the path seems dark, and reminding yourself that no matter what happens, you have the strength to rise. When you do this, you begin to live with freedom. The kind of freedom that comes from knowing that fear no longer controls you and negativity no longer defines you. 6. The stand you take today shapes tomorrow. Every choice you make today, every stand you take, big or small, plays a role in shaping not just your future, but also the world around you. The actions you take now may seem small and unnoticed, but they plant seeds that will grow into the character, reputation, and impact you carry for the rest of your life. Every moment of courage, every decision to do what's right, every act of kindness or truth-telling creates a ripple that extends into tomorrow. The person you are becoming is shaped by the stands you choose to take today. When you decide to stand for honesty, perseverance, and faith today, you build a foundation that will support you in the years ahead. Life will bring challenges, and there will be times when things don't go according to your plans. But if you have learned to stand firm now, you'll have the inner strength to face whatever comes. Today's small acts of integrity prepare you for tomorrow's big responsibilities. It's the daily practice of courage that prepares you for the defining moments of your future. Think of your life as a story that is being written day by day. Each decision is like a sentence, and every stand you take becomes a powerful line in that story. What kind of story do you want to tell? Will it be one of fear and compromise, or one of courage and conviction? The choices you make today will determine that. Many of the world's greatest leaders, inventors, and heroes didn't start out knowing they would change history. They simply made the right choice in the moment they were given. They stood for truth, fairness, or compassion, and their actions shaped the world for generations. It's also important to realize that the stand you take today doesn't just shape your future, it influences others as well. Your courage can inspire someone else to be brave. Your honesty can encourage someone to tell the truth. Your compassion can remind someone that kindness still exists. We often underestimate how much our actions affect those around us. You never know who is watching you, who might be learning from your example, or who might gain hope because of your choices. The ripple effect of your stand can reach further than you will ever see. Every tomorrow is built on today's foundation. If you choose to stand for good things now, for respect, love, justice, and truth, you are laying the groundwork for a brighter and stronger future. Even when your efforts seem unnoticed or unrewarded, remember that growth takes time. Just like a seed planted in the soil takes days or months to sprout, your actions today are preparing something beautiful for tomorrow. One day, you'll look back and realize that every decision to take a stand was worth it, because it led you to become the person you were meant to be. So as you go through life, remember that every moment matters. Every word, every action, every stand, they all shape the world you will live in tomorrow. What you stand for today becomes your legacy, your message, your mark on the world. The stand you take today will echo into the future, shaping not only your destiny, but also the lives of others who follow in your footsteps. Hash, 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 hash. Ending. So, as we reflect on the choices before us, let us remember that courage is not something we wait for. It is something we practice. The stand you take today, no matter how small, holds the power to transform your life and inspire others to rise with you. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the approval of others. The right time to take a stand is now. Stand for what is right, even when it's hard. Stand for others when they cannot stand for themselves. Stand firm in your faith and never let fear or negativity silence your spirit. Each stand you take becomes a step toward a brighter tomorrow, one built on integrity, hope, and strength, because in the end, life does not remember those who simply went along with the crowd, but those who stood with purpose, with faith, and with courage. So take your stand today and let the world see the light that only you can bring.